Hello everybody, it's Leonidas and we're back with a Rainbow Six Siege site setup video. This is episode 4 and we will be going over the church and arsenal bomb site, the basement bomb site on Clubhouse. And without just even wasting any time, we'll just get right into it. Immediately, you want to get all 3 of these church walls. If the attackers get these open, they have a lot of sight lines and a lot of control into church and blue and main hall, so you definitely want to electrify those or jam those. And if you get a Kaid, you can actually electrify the hatch and this wall at the same time if you place the stick right here. So just a little tidbit. But yeah, you definitely want to get all those walls reinforced and electrified. And you want to make it rotate into blue on the left side. You can make it a vault or a run rotate, but I think it's better as a crouch. Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, it is better that it's a sprinting rotate because people will frequently throw nades through the blue hatch, which you do want reinforced, by the way, as well as the moto hatch back there. You want to reinforce all 3 hatches on the site, but people will frequently try and nade the person behind the generator, so just having that sprint hole in and out of blue, and also on the arsenal side as well, it definitely really helps your blue player, although this one, it definitely is a longer sight line, so if they or a larger sight line, so if they do take blue control, they have more vision over arsenal. But I think it's worth it just to help out your blue player. And you can reinforce this arsenal wall. I do sometimes, but if I go arsenal and they bring like an ash or something and they open this wall, then I will reinforce this. And I usually do, just to be safe. This is called ash wall because an ash will typically come down main and try and open this just to have a nice power position, a nice sight line over all of arsenal right here. And speaking of which, I'm actually going to show you a couple bulletproof cam spots before we get to the rest. There is one right here, and it does give you a really long sight line to, you know, the back of arsenal, and if you destroy these boxes, it definitely makes it easier. But I don't think that's the best bulletproof cam spot. I think it's right here. You get a nice you get some nice sight on the ash wall if it does get opened, and the plant spot around the bomb and around the gun rack, and you can also see the blue door. And also, the rotate I'm going to make right here, because I forgot to. You can make this a crouch. You can make this a crouch, but I feel like a vault works better, and that might actually be too large. But the purpose of this is that, because of this pillar, this is really hidden from main. So some guy can just swing this, and you will have... the person on main will not be ready for it, because to them, there is not a rotate there. Obviously, this is probably like the maximum size you can make it. I would make it tighter. Let's see, like that is, I think that's smaller. They're about the same size, but I think that is smaller, and you can still vault that. So, but don't make it on this wall. Make it right here, hugging the pillar. And you also want to get kitchen hatch, and also open up the floor on the west side of the kitchen hatch. So, well, only if you have impact nades, because then you can impact trick right off of the bottom of the carts, and it will destroy any Hibana pellets or aces or thermites or hard breach charges on the kitchen hatch, and it's very powerful. If you're playing someone like Maestro or Alibi or Thunderbird, someone with impacts Azumi. And the final 2 reinforcements you're going to want to get are in dirt. You will commonly have someone like a Maverick or a Nook just pushing dirt by themselves, and you definitely want to stop that by reinforcing it. Obviously, it's not going to stop Maverick or Nook if they have hard breach charges, but it does make it a lot easier, so someone like a Zof cannot just open it and walk in. Or anyone with breach charges, for that matter. And I think that's it for the site setup. In terms of operators, obviously Kite is very strong here because there's a lot of hatches. Maestro has a lot of good cam spots, especially the bulletproof cam spots I showed you. And I'm actually going to pick this up because I want to show you a few more. This one's not really that safe, but if you put it on this like radio thing, you get a nice view of blue and dirt. You can't really see too far into the back of Arsenal, but you can see anyone kind of pushing into the blue rotate from the main door. And of course another one is just sitting on the generator. It can get shot from oil pit, although not from, let's say, here. It can't get shot from the stairs. But if they do push up, they can shoot it, but then they are also exposing themselves to that rotate and the person playing behind the generator. And obviously it's facing head-on to blue stairs, and you get, obviously, a nice view of oil pit and the rotate right there. And the hatch, I believe. Yes. Nice view of the hatch. So we're going to take that off. And you can actually put it inside these dressers if you break the glass on them. And you can see the rotate. You actually cannot see the default plant on this one, but you can see anyone trying to plant on the bomb chassis and anyone pushing the moto rotate. And on this spot, you can see the default plant spot, which is right here behind minibar. And you can also see, actually, that's kind of it. This is not a great bulletproof cam spot, but you can see the default plant spot as opposed to this one. And I don't think you can put it in any of these other ones, to my knowledge. You can't punch that. Can you? No, you cannot. But you can put it inside the freezer. And this gets a nice view of the main door to church door rotate, and the blue rotate, and the blue to arsenal door, and anyone trying to plant around the bomb chassis or hanging out by the jukebox. So I think that's all the bulletproof cam spots. But yeah, back to operators. Maestro has some very good cam spots. As I said, Kite is very good for the hatches, but also, you know, someone like Mute is good for jamming off these walls, or jamming off drones coming in through dirt, or on this blue door. Or, actually, if I do play Mute on this site, I like putting one in oil pit right here. And it's really hard for them to get drones out here with actually dropping into oil pit, which makes a loud audio cue. Castle is good if you want to castle off the secret stairs window and the door, just to make it a bit harder to get into blue. And obviously the oil pit door. And if you want to just, if you don't want anyone playing in moto and you just want to cut it off, make the attackers waste their utility, you can put 2 castles on the moto doors, or you can put one on the main door, although I don't suggest it, because if you do have anyone roaming in, let's say, bar, kitchen, or maybe up in lodgy, if they're trying to get like a weird angle onto the kitchen hatch, you know, you'll see people playing in lodgy, like a vigil, or someone just trying to deny the kitchen hatch take. So that's why you don't really castle this door, because it's a major rotation for defenders back into the bomb site. And same thing with this dirt door. If you have anyone playing in dirt, which usually there will be, just like playing off of some weird pixel off the wooden beams, or they'll like set up a shield like a frost or a thorn or a smoke. And that's really all the operators that are like super good on the site. Obviously, like smoke is good everywhere. Legion is very good because there's a lot of stairwells where it will be a lot harder to see the goo mines. And yeah, I think that is it for this episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one.